I forgot to bring a highlighter over here. The fuck am I? What's up, witches? I'm Casey. Welcome to Bewitching Beauty. So today the plan was play with makeup, and that's where the plan stopped. I ended up doing some crazy cut crease and some extra lashes and some liquid lipsticks. If you want to come and play with makeup with me and see how I got this look, stick around. So let's jump into it. As always, I'm going to start by priming my face. I'm going to use my tried and true e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer right in the center of my face. Gotta move on to my favorite Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer. Just taking a little bit of that on my ring finger, and we'll put it under both of my eyes. Go in with my favorite concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Beige. Seriously? I'm gonna take my beauty blender, blend it out. Got my concealer on, so I'm gonna go and do my eyebrows using the Ulta Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in Brunette. Alright, there's one done. Okay, I think those look evenish. Because I'm just playing today, I want to go in with a couple of different eyeshadow palettes that kind of are going to fit the theme, if you will, of what I am doing today. The most appropriate eyeshadow palette for today's theme is going to be this one. This is the Moonspell palette by Lunar Beauty, aka Manny MUA here on YouTube and Instagram. I adore this palette, and not just because the color scheme is interesting, not typical. Greens and purples are, I think, harder to make than most neutral toned eyeshadows, but also the names and the design of this palette is, as he described it, based on witches and pop culture, which is, I mean, let's be honest, the best thing ever. Today I want to do something like really dramatic at the outer corners, but still smoky, because I'm going for that whole like deep witchy kind of a vibe. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of masking tape and tear off a little piece about I don't know, 2 inches long, and I'm going to stick it on the back of my hand over and over again until it loses most of its stickiness. I'm going to take the flat edge of the tape and line it up with the corner of my eye. So this way I can smoke out the shadow and be as messy as I want to, but I'm still going to be able to take the tape off and have that like perfect line. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. One thing you want to make super sure about though is that the angles that you've put them on both sides are matching. So if your angles of the tape are like up here, then they need to match, because if you don't ensure that they match, you'll have one that's up here and one that's down here, and your perfect lines will look perfectly insane. So now I'm going to take a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape and apply it to my eyelids as my eyeshadow base. By the way, most people actually use Scotch tape to do this, but it was the closest tape I had. So now I have my eyeshadow base all laid down. One of the best parts about using this whole tape trick is so that if you make a mess of your eyeshadow base, your eyeshadow, whatever, you just pull the tape right off and it's a perfect crisp line. So now we're gonna carry on to eyeshadow. I've pulled a few different eyeshadows that I think I want to use different colors from. The first one I've pulled is the appropriately named Moonspell palette by Lunar Beauty. I also have the Gemini palette by Melt Cosmetics. And then lastly, and mostly for good measure, I also have the Disney Villains collection eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. Ironically enough, greens and purples seem to be somewhat consistent when it comes to this whole witchy concept. So I think I'm gonna start in with some purple closest to my lash line. I'm gonna use kind of a smaller brush because I want to get the purple really packed in right at the lash line. I'm gonna start with this top color here called Sabrina. Right now I'm not really blending it. Right now I'm just placing the color down, and I'm gonna come back and add more shades to the blend. This is meant to look crazy until the tape comes off, so just bear with me. So now I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the other eye and do the same thing. Okay, so at this point you just want to make sure that how far up you've taken the purple on the tape on this side matches the other side. I think we look pretty good. I'm gonna go in with Nancy next, which is this kind of like teal color down here at the bottom. Reminds me so much of my sister. Not because her name's Nancy, because her favorite color's teal. And I'm gonna go ahead and layer that over the top edge of the purple. at this point I'm just placing color, so I'm not quite meaning for it to be blended yet at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and place the teal on the other eye as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small blending brush and I'm going to go ahead and try and merge that purple and teal together. They're kind of having a hard time blending because they're both difficult colors to work with. So I'm gonna take a natural hairbrush, which is coarser, to see if I can help them kind of work through that. Now taking a little bit of Torch Shape Tape on the back of my hand, I am going to take a small, teeny little baby packing brush. And I'm going to use it to take some concealer and cut my crease out, which I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. From this concealer, I'm going to take a little bit on my brush, just so I've got not too much on there, but enough to cover my eyelid in essence. Now that I've cut out a blank space on my eyelid, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shimmery color. This is called Mongrels in the Disney Villain palette by ColourPop. And I want to make sure that I get this color right up to that edge that I cut out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a flat brush and get some of that shimmer on my brush so that I can get it right up to that line. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now that I've cut the same shape that I have on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and apply that Mongrels color on this side. Now that I've gotten as close as possible to the top of that line, I'm gonna go ahead and take that flat shader that I used on the other side and get the glitter right up there. Then I'm just gonna take a clean finger and I'm gonna dab out that glittery edge. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is actually remove the tape, see what we got. You can see that it has made this like perfectly clean edge by taking off the tape. Now this area out here is a little messy, but that's easy enough to clean up. I think what I want to do next is go ahead and pull some purple back over the glitter just a little bit so it ties in a little better. Alright, so to do that, I'm actually going to use Forest of Thorns, which is this bright purple right here in the center of the ColourPop Disney Villains palette. And I want it to appear really bright, so I'm going to go ahead and get some on my brush and then spray it with some setting mist. Okay, so I really like how that kind of pulled the purple back in on top of the eyelid. If you can see, instead of using a matte, I used a shimmer. And so because of that, the shimmer is sort of like sitting on top of the other shimmer. Fine, because of the fact that I used the setting mist to dampen it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so now I have the lid kind of where I want it, and right at the lash line, I like where the purple is at this point. So now I want to go back in and add some black into the crease to really amp up the drama. Heaven knows we don't have enough drama. Alright, so I am taking, this is actually an eyebrow eyeliner brush. I'm gonna go and use this to sort of draw a black line above that glittery shadow that I have on my lid. Fingers crossed. I'm going to take that black line and blend it out. Now that I've made a complete mess on the top, we want to like clean up some of the edges, blend out this blackness up at the top a little bit, you know, just clean it up. naturally, it's part of the process. Some of the black eyeshadow got a little into the silver that I have on my eyelid, the same way I did with the purple shimmer. I'm gonna get some of that mongrel color on my brush, dampen it, and then kind of just clean up that edge right against the black again. That's a little cleaner now. So now what I'm going to do is the bottom lash line. And of course there is a decade's worth of drama on my top lid. So I need to make sure that the bottom is as dark. That wasn't funny. I just need to make sure that the bottom has enough weight to carry what is going on the top. So it needs to be dark and dramatic, and I think I want it to be really smoky and blown out at the bottom. I'm gonna go in with a combination of the purple Sabrina color that we used in the very beginning at the top, and a little bit of black called Bonnie. And you'll see that I really blended it out at the bottom because I wanted to sort of have that like messy, almost grungy, smeared kind of look to it. Smoking out that bottom lash line a lot more than I normally would, but I really like it. So at this point, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Now we can move on to some eyeliner, as if this needs more drama. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a wing. And you'll notice that my wing mirrored that exact shape that we created by using the tape when we did the eyeshadow. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and add some mascara and lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. I went ahead and put on some Superfan mascara on my bottom lashes, some Blink lash primer on my top lashes, and used the Flirty lashes from Kiss and stacked them on the outer edges like I did in my last video. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of a contour just on my cheekbones. I'm using this 3 Steps to Sculpt by NYX. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this brush, and it's pretty flimsy. You'll see how easily the bristles bend. And I am going to pinch the brush into kind of a line, and I'm gonna dip into the contour color. So you can kind of see that I only have the color right there. So then, keeping that pinched into a line, I am going to place it right underneath my cheekbone. So you see, obviously it's up. Really great. So I placed it just underneath my cheekbone, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out now. adds like a little bit extra sculpt. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat that on the other side. Alright, so one last thing I want to do with my eyes is I'm gonna tight line, and then also I want to choose an inner corner shade. I'm gonna go in with the color Prue in the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. Yeah, that's so fun. And I am taking it up a little higher than normal, but this look is so dramatic. Who fucking cares? Yeah, that catches the light really cool. Alright, so now we can move on to, what do you know what it is. We're gonna move on to highlighter. Duh. I forgot to bring a highlighter over here. The fuck am I? I'm gonna go into pretty much my favorite highlighter ever, which is Jeffree Star's Peach Goddess. You can tell because I hit pan. Do you know how big these things are? And I hit pan. Do I look like a Disney villain to you? Because if I do, my life's goals have now been achieved. I think I'm gonna do a liquid lipstick today, which I have not worn in forever, but I think I'm gonna do something like super nude. Let's see what else we have in my magic bag. Nope, too pink. Way too pink. This is in the color Daddy. This is a velour liquid lipstick by Jeffree Star. Okay, I think that's all she wrote. Time for some setting spray. Alright, this is the Makeup Fixing Mist by Pixie. The spray is very aggressive. Alright, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys like playing in a little extra makeup with me, given this is a lot of drama. But you know, sometimes you just kind of have to stop caring about what you're supposed to do with makeup and just, like, enjoy makeup. So today, that is what I did. I enjoyed makeup. So if you guys like this look, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. See you next time, witches.